Hi, Scott Orland with Cinema Magazine. It is my distinguished pleasure to introduce you to somebody probably you have seen numerous times, and that is the star of The Good Fight, Christine Baranski. Christine, obviously, for more than a decade, you've inhabited the soul of Diane Lockhart. Talk a little bit about, because in Germany, season three is still playing right now, the transition that this woman is going through, because now she's in Chicago, she's working at this new firm, and while the show has obviously tackled a lot of legal problems, it's really getting into a lot of social issues now.
I think it's unavoidable if you write a show that takes place in the here and now. How can you not be tackling what's going on? It's on everybody's mind. It's what we inhale every day when we watch the news and we read the news, and we're trying to assimilate. We're trying to spiritually cope with life. Um, the last 10 years, yes, but certainly since The Good Fight uh, premiered as a spin-off, we've been living in the age of Trump. So for a liberal feminist like Diane, who fought hard to break the glass ceiling and reached a certain stature in her career, for her to lose her money and witness the inauguration of Donald Trump. It was a very traumatic beginning for the series, but it has followed this woman and her extraordinary intelligence and dignity, and how she has, become unhinged, and her ways of channeling her anger. Because the show is called The Good Fight, which oddly enough, it was entitled The Good Fight before Trump was elected president. But it's all about a good fight, isn't it?
Yeah, and what I'm noticing a lot in season three is not so much the courtroom as it is the internal kind of conflict with the characters. Has that been a welcome change?
Well, I love the way the Kings write the show. I think The Good Wife had more courtroom, and the courtroom addressed issues, moral, social issues, through the courtroom cases. Here we have an African American law firm. I'm one of the only white people working there. There's a lot to address just within the office itself. And then you have people, as I say, living in the age of Trump, and how that is affecting their personal and professional lives, and how they are approaching interacting. I mean, we've been doing this show with the Me Too movement and with Black Lives Matter. All of that happened while we were shooting The Good Fight. So there's just a lot of stuff for these characters to bump into, um, racially and gender-wise, just bumping into each other in the office, which I think is brilliant of the Kings.
Like I said, in Germany, they're in season three. Season four will start soon. And I don't want to give too much away, but the beginning of season four is the most surreal episode I've ever seen, because you're living in the Twilight Zone, so to speak. How much fun was that to play with?
Well, it's my favorite episode that I've done in the 11 years I've played Diane. For one thing, it's extremely funny, and I love funny. I made most of my career being funny, but it's witty, and it really is thoughtful. Robert King called it a thought experiment, meaning what if we had a different president? What if we had the president we assumed we were going to have? But what would have happened or not happened if she had been president? So there you have Diane representing a man who's now serving a lifetime in prison, and a lot of other guys who are in prison or have been outed for their behavior. Would that have happened if we'd had another president, if we'd had a female president? Would we have had that level of female anger that caused such seismic change? So it sort of stands alone. You could watch that episode and not know anything about the show, and just watch that episode and find it extremely funny and thought-provoking and just terribly clever. It's the Kings at their best, in my opinion.
Obviously, over you said 11 years, you've been playing Diane, and she is a legal mastermind. Has there been an episode or a moment that intellectually surprised you about the legal system? That you went, oh, wow, that's something, because most of us on a day by day basis don't know all the mechanics of all this legal stuff. Has something shocked you or surprised you?
What what surprises me about the legal system is it's just not one thing. It is influenced by the zeitgeist. In fact, Diane has a wonderful line. The law equals, the rule of law plus the zeitgeist is how decisions get made. It's not as simple as just this is the law. As we can see what's playing out in our current, political landscape. We have a judicial system, but it seems to be working very well for the rich and powerful, and it's malleable, and it's subject to corruption, and that one would like to think that the legal system as such will take care of us, but clearly it's taking care of some people much more than others, and that's what season 4 is about, which is why it's my favorite season. It really goes after not Trump, but who's protecting Trump. And the fact is, it can only be the judicial system that's protecting him, because he's getting away with, so much that is unconstitutional, and yet a lot of people protecting him. So that's what Diane's journey is, and that's what the shock for me. It's kind of chilling. It sometimes keeps me up at night, thinking, "Gosh, you know what? System's not working."
Well, last question for you, and that is, during this quarantine, we're all trying to search for the meaning of what's going on in our lives and our future. And every so often, there's something that kind of comes our way that cheers us up. And you got to bring in 2 co-stars of yourselves, somebody from The Good Fight and somebody from Mamma Mia, for this video that went viral of the ladies who lunch. Talk a little, just share just a little bit of, did you know what you were making at the time? How much discussion went into it?
I had talked to Steve Sondheim. I emailed him on his birthday to say, I hope we can do another dinner like we did a year ago, because Audra, Meryl, and I took Steve out for a wonderful Italian meal well over a year ago. We had the most wonderful time, and we vowed we'd do it again. Then, a week or 2 later, I was asked to do this Sondheim tribute and sing something for his birthday. And it just came upon me like boing. I've always wanted to sing Ladies Who Lunch. It's sort of the kind of song I would sing. And then it just came right into my mind that it would be fun for Audra and Meryl and I to do it and surprise Steve and make it a little boozy and messy. And here we are in our bathrobes, just with our various drinks. It was a brave choice. We thought it might end our careers because we weren't going to be, terribly, we were going to be a little louche, a little messy about it. Raul Esparza, who put the thing together, said, "Oh my God, this is going to go viral." And we didn't realize how much attention this whole birthday celebration would be, but it was getting press and Variety, and because of the starry lineup. So we thought, oh my God, we're really sticking our necks out here. The fact that it went viral in a good way and that it made people happy and people related to it, like, yeah, here are ladies who lunch that can't really lunch. They're in frickin' quarantine and they're probably drinking in the middle of the afternoon. But the fact is, the 3 of us got to wish him a happy birthday, which was the inside joke, which I love.
Well, here's to us who's like us.
Damn few.
Christine Baranski, is always such a pleasure. The show is called The Good Fight, and this is Scout Orland. Until next time.
Thank you, darling. Bye.
Oh my God, that was